Bata Manga.
I'm Tsuyoshi, and this is my cousin Jiro. He was a grown man, but he was still obsessed with his mother. Mommy!
Hey, baby.
She loved him very much. She still treated him like a child. It was a bit too much, though.
Open up.
Many of the relatives told her to stop, but she didn't listen. Jiro's father, my uncle. I'm off. My aunt and Jiro ignored him. It was as if he didn't exist. Then, one day, Jiro is getting married. My father told me. I was kind of surprised. I mean, this guy still calls his mother Mummy, and she even helped him get dressed. So it was hard to believe that he was getting married. My parents attended the wedding a few weeks later.
Jiro's wife was much older than him, but she was really pretty.
I still can't believe it. I wonder how they met.
No idea. I didn't ask.
Apparently his parents introduced her to him, or something. I'm sure his parents are relieved. His mum's probably going to miss him, but I hope things work out for them. They treated my uncle like crap. His wife's parents handed him their business a few years ago, but his wife called all the shots. We were kinda worried about him. Anyways, I still can't believe it. I thought his mother would be really opposed to this, so... Oh well, I guess she came to her senses. So that was that. But then, about 6 months later, I got a call. Jiro's wife. She collapsed at work and was rushed to the hospital. They called Jiro and her mother, but they didn't pick up. So they called our house. It was the weekend, so we were all at home. We all went to see her at the hospital. Then, the doctor told us that his wife was pregnant. The doctor also told us that she collapsed due to overworking. It was nothing serious, but the doctor told her to take it easy. Overworking? But she's pregnant. That's odd. Something was up. When we got to her room, she was already packing up her things.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be resting. But I don't have money to pay the hospital bills, and I got work to do.
She looked terrible. We all realized something was terribly wrong. She was nothing but skin and bones, and her hand was shaking.
Oh, what on earth happened to you? You're pregnant, right? Why are you so skinny?
My mum went up to her and hugged her. She started crying. But then Jiro and his mother walked in.
What are you doing? Let's go. We can't afford to stay here. Or what? You got savings on your own?
Yeah, and you missed work. What's wrong with you? Come home now and make me something to eat. They tried to drag her out of there. But then my father said, "Stop it. She's collapsed. Let her rest. What's wrong with you?" Stay out of it. If she's not going to work or do housework, what's the point of having her around? I can divorce her anytime I want, you know. You should be grateful that I took you under my wing. And you agreed to all this before we got married, remember?
But you took all my savings too. I never agreed to that. And I can't do everything around the house. Not when I have the full-time job. But that was the deal. Why else would he marry an old woman like you? And you get to live at our house for free. You should be thanking us.
We couldn't believe what we were hearing. Your husband. He's okay with this.
He's got no say in this.
Hey, I'm a lawyer. If you want to get a divorce, I can help. Yeah, I'm a lawyer too. I don't have much experience yet, but let us help you.
Okay, thank you.
So she decided to leave Jiro. I'm surprised she lasted this long. My uncle was the only one who was nice to her, but there wasn't much he could do to help. And my aunt and Jiro.
You're not gonna do work or do housework? Fine, get the hell out!
Get out of here. I'm not giving you a dime. There was just no talking to them. But my uncle, he gave her some money to help her start a new life. Sorry about everything. I'm not sure how he got that money, but don't worry about it. My dad asked him a few times, but he never told him. We were worried about him. Then, a few weeks later... What? We got a call one night, and my uncle passed away. He was fighting cancer for many years. I knew he was starting to put his will together, but I didn't think he'd go so soon. Jiro and his mum didn't even show up at the hospital. Dad! They showed up at the funeral to make appearances, but they were terrible actors. They didn't even help us clean up afterwards. Okay, ready? A few days later, my uncle's lawyer called a meeting to talk about my uncle's will. It said, the only asset I own is the land underneath the company, but I mortgaged it to take out a loan for the company. As for my savings, my wife was in charge of that, so if there's anything left, they can have it. But then, Jiro and his mother flipped out when they heard this.
Hold on, he mortgaged the land? What the hell? That was supposed to go to Jiro.
Mommy, what about the insurance money?
Right.
Sorry, but he canceled all of his policies a few months ago.
What? No way. That can't be.
My guess is he cancelled his policies so that he could pay Jiro's ex-wife for damages. Jiro and his mother were very upset.
This is ridiculous.
There's nothing I can do. Eventually they gave up and left. But a few days later, something happened. I was watching TV at home at the time. I heard a loud noise right outside the door. My mum and I ran out. It was a car accident, and there was someone on the floor. It was my dad. Dad, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. He was hurt, but I don't think it was anything that serious. Thank goodness. But then, when I looked over at the car, it was Jiro. He was unconscious, so I called the ambulance. A few hours later, he woke up in the hospital. Turns out, he tried to hit my father on purpose. He was pissed about his father not leaving him anything in the inheritance, and for some reason he thought it was my dad who put him up to it. The police found multiple weapons in his car. He got charged with attempted murder and got sent to prison. I knew he was crazy, but I wasn't expecting this. I was worried that his mum might try something, but after Jiro was arrested, she got dementia. So I guess I won't have to worry about her. Thank goodness. Unfortunately, Jiro's ex-wife had a miscarriage after the divorce. I felt really bad for her, but I'm sure they're all in a better place now. Rest in peace. One day I came home from work to find a letter in my mailbox from the superintendent. I opened the sealed envelope and found a piece of paper with the message, "I need to talk to you about the noise during the day." What noise are they talking about? I mean, during the day, I'm at work during the week, and I'm usually out on weekends. I come home most nights just to sleep, so I couldn't possibly have any idea what it was about. The sad corporate life. Maybe someone is extremely sensitive, but I'm not home in the first place. Anyway, let's check with the management company. The next day I decided to use my lunch break at work to call the management company. I was notified that there had been a complaint.
Yes, I heard that most of them are on weekdays during the day. May I visit you to hear more about it?
Okay. The management company said that they had received numerous complaints, but the word weekdays stuck with me. They seemed to want to hear what was going on and resolve the situation as quickly as possible, so I suggested to come over if it was okay with them after I finished work. I went back to my apartment after work and waited for them at the entrance. I entered the room with the man from the management company to take a look at the room.
I don't find anything particularly suspicious.
I don't spend that much time at home in the first place, so...
I see. Certainly not too messy for a man living alone.
After that, he asked me several questions, such as the time of day I usually use my appliances. But when he found out that there was nothing suspicious about me...
It's not very likely, but if it's not you, there is a possibility that someone else is in. Have you given someone a duplicate key? Or have you dropped or lost it recently?
What? I didn't give anyone a duplicate key, and I didn't drop it. It's just the one I have in my possession. I mean, wait a minute. Just the thought of anyone else having a key gives me the creeps.
But there are complaints about noise during the day, even if it's not you, so...
That's true. But it was creepy to even think about a third party entering my apartment without my permission. It's like a horror story. Because the entrance of this apartment is auto-locked. The code for the autolock is changed once a year, but the contract basically allows families to be informed if only he or she reports it. But I don't have a family.
Well, the fastest way to find out is to check with the surveillance cameras. Let's take a look together.
I was terrified, thinking that this would be even more horrifying if there really was someone in the video. The man from the management company told me that the surveillance cameras were left running and that any video up to a month old would be stored. Thank you, Mr. Surveillance Camera, for watching over us 24/7. The first surveillance camera records the entrance I saw, narrowing it down to my work day, etc. Showed me going to work normally. This apartment is not so frequented by people coming in and out. I noticed something unusual while watching the camera. This woman, isn't there something wrong with her? A woman was recorded entering the entrance as if she was waiting for me to leave for work.
Oh, you're right. If she's not touching the pin machine, maybe she's pressing the emergency release code.
Emergency release? What is that?
Oh, there's a common code that certain people in these apartments can use to open the door in an emergency.
I see.
That's out, though. The only people who would know the code in case of a problem would be men, including me.
What? That's strange. The person I saw was definitely a woman. I'm listening to the man's words and I'm finally getting scared.
But I don't see a face in the reflection.
That's true. But this woman, she's walking towards my room. I had a bad feeling as I watched the footage. Then the woman stopped in front of my room and started shoving something through the crack in the door, shuffling around. What is this woman doing? The door opened easily from the side where I was thinking that. You're kidding me! How did she open the door if she didn't have the key?
Maybe she picked through the cracks.
Picking? That's totally a crime. Then suddenly the woman turns to the camera and her face appears on the screen.
Oh, there's her face.
This person.
You know her?
We were in the same club in college, but we didn't talk much. We only said hello to each other.
Is it someone else then?
No, it's not a mistake. It's definitely Eiko.
Well, she's already broken in. I think you should check it out properly, since she knows where you live.
Right. How does she even know where I live? It's been years since I graduated from college.
I think you should go to the police.
Then I went to the police, like the man told me to. Told them what happened, and they checked the cameras. Then, on a weekday, after taking a break from work and waiting with the police, the officers rushed in and arrested Eiko when they saw her enter the room as expected. I was with the police officer, and as soon as Eiko saw me...
You finally came to see me. I missed you so much.
And jumped on me to hug me. Of course the police officer seized her, but it was seriously terrifying. Eiko, not knowing what was going on.
I'm so happy. You wanted to see me, didn't you? That's why you came home so early, right?
She said. The guy from the management company, and even the police officer looked at me, checking if she really wasn't my girlfriend. I really wanted them to give me a break. No, she's not. At the police station, Eiko was interrogated, and this was terrifying. Why did you go into someone else's room? What was your motive? The policeman asked her, and she answered in a nonchalant manner.
What do you mean? Because I'm his girlfriend, of course.
She said. When the police came to check on me, I shook my head violently and denied it. I barely knew Eiko. When I told them I hadn't seen her in years, the cops were shaking their heads too. Apparently, Eiko fell in love with me at first sight when we were in college, and sometimes our eyes would meet, which made her think I liked her. She's been having a secret love affair since then. After college, she looked me up on Instagram and identified the apartment from the landscape of the photos I was putting up. As for the location of the room, she found out from the fact that the management company had put my last name on the mailbox inside the entrance for easy recognition. Incidentally, the emergency code in question was figured out from the hand movements of a maintenance worker who was opening it for maintenance and tried several different ways to open it until it opened.
It's the power of love.
Oh, that's the stalker. It seems that it's common for stalkers to be unaware that their behaviour is strange. Apparently, after Eiko entered my room, she imagined being embraced by me as she sniffed my bed, snuggling under the covers. Oh! When I heard this story, I felt nauseous and immediately decided to buy a new bed. So apparently, the noise in question was caused by Eiko diving onto the bed and getting excited and flailing around. I'm not sure if I should say this, but Aiko's body is twice as big as mine. She seems to be heavy. I also heard that Aiko took hidden photos of me and put them together in a photo frame in her room, and even to those around her.
He's my boyfriend, but he's so busy with work right now, I only get to see him once in a while.
She said. After she was arrested, I got a restraining order against her. But she didn't learn her lesson at all, and she contacted me. So they put her behind bars the second time around.
Why are you separating from me, my darling?
I don't want Aiko to come out again, but she will eventually. And I don't want her to identify me as her boyfriend again next time. So I decided to take the plunge and quit my job, moved out of my apartment and moved to another prefecture. I'm not the type of person to make people misunderstand me, and I only talked to Aiko a few times, so I couldn't help but wonder how she got it so twisted. I deleted my Instagram, so I can never be located again. And I'm going to live quietly in a new place. One of the main reasons I decided to marry my current wife was because she's a good cook. It's not that she can cook fine food, but she can make good food with what she has in the fridge. She also likes creative cooking, and she made me many dishes that I had never eaten before. My wife is also good at making lunch, and her hobby is collecting lunchboxes, and she enjoys changing the lunchbox depending on the menu. If she started an Instagram account, she would go viral. She is so good at taking pictures every day of her lunchboxes that female employees would want to use them as a reference. But one day, all of a sudden, my wife's cooking started tasting bad. I mean, the balance of the seasonings is all over the place. When I ate the pickled vegetables, the vinegar was so strong that I spit it out. And when she made simmered dishes, it was either too light or too salty, and there was no consistency. I thought maybe she was sick, so I checked on her for a while. But nothing changed. My son loves my wife's cooking too, and he always takes seconds. But since then, he has about 2 bites. Thanks for the food. And takes snacks to his room. In addition to that, she somehow started to look more stern than usual and stopped smiling. I was curious. Did something happen to you recently? Well, I mean, it's hard to say that my wife's cooking's been bad recently, because she's always been a good cook. I asked my wife, albeit in a roundabout way, if there was anything wrong with her, but she would say she's fine. It only got worse after that, and although she pretended to act cheerful in our presence, she often sighed when she was alone in the kitchen doing chores. I already had enough of that light flavor, and my son started to eat sweets instead of eating rice. I finally told my wife that this wasn't good. Sorry, but doesn't it taste a little plain these days?
Oh, sorry. That's right. I'll season it better.
I was relieved when my wife said that, thinking, oh, I'm finally going to be free of the bad food. Then the next day, I got a dish that was way too richly seasoned. I turned my face to my son, and when he saw his mother in the kitchen, ew! He stuck out his tongue and made a disgusted face. But I knew exactly how my son felt. Last time it tasted thin, but this time it felt like guzzling soy sauce. We'll get sick if we keep eating this kind of food. Thinking this was getting out of hand. Sorry, I can't eat this. I felt bad, but I threw the food away. My wife was in tears. Hey, you must be tired. You don't have to push yourself too hard. Let's go out to eat once in a while. Yay, I want to go to the conveyor belt sushi place. We haven't been feeding him good food lately, so this time we decided to go out for sushi, my son's favorite. As soon as we got to the sushi restaurant, delicious! And he ate it up. I felt bad for my wife, but it was the first good dinner I'd had in 2 weeks. But she didn't want to eat it at all. What's wrong? What, didn't you like sushi? I don't know what's going on anymore. Hey, something must be wrong. Don't stress yourself out. Talk to me. We're family, aren't we? And then suddenly my wife started crying. Not expecting her to cry. What? What? I couldn't hide my confusion. People were looking, so after calming her down and urging her to wipe her tears, she said, I
might have cancer.
We were puzzled by the unexpected response. What? What do you mean?
Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I started to feel something strange in my mouth. I've never had that before. At first, it was just a little soreness and a pain that I could live with. But I went to the dentist thinking I had cavity. But then he said it was nothing.
And it's been hurting ever since.
Yeah. Especially when I eat strongly seasoned food. So I lightened the seasoning a little, and it got better.
That's why the taste was so light.
I couldn't even give it a taste because it hurt so much. I thought it would be okay if I added more soy sauce or sugar or something.
I was taken aback by my wife's words. You thought it was okay.
But it really hurts. And lately, it hurts when I talk. And sometimes I can't even sleep. Then I saw a show on TV about tongue cancer. And I was so worried.
After seeing that, my wife immediately went online and researched more about tongue cancer. Then she hurriedly checked the inside of her mouth in a mirror and compared it to the symptoms described on the internet, realizing that she had similar symptoms in her own mouth. Upon closer inspection, she noticed a small white spot on the tip of her tongue, which she found to be intensely painful. So my wife thought that she had cancer and was depressed. It's just a mouth ulcer.
How can you say it's just a mouth ulcer? Mouth ulcers are a type of cancer.
Huh? What are you talking about? How can all mouth ulcers be cancer?
What? What are you talking about? A mouth ulcer is a tumor.
What? She is clearly misunderstanding. Then I explained in detail the difference between a mouth ulcer and cancer, but she was not convinced.
How can it not be a cancer when it hurts this much? Enough! I'm going to the hospital tomorrow.
She said in an angry tone. But the next day, as soon as I got home, my wife apologized. She went to the doctor, but it's a mouth ulcer. I'll prescribe medicine to reduce inflammation. The doctor told her.
Is it really mouth ulcers? Don't you have to treat it with anti-cancer drugs?
The doctor laughed hysterically. It's just a mouth ulcer.
But it hurts so much.
Is it that bad? Is it nothing compared to the mouth ulcers you've had in the past? Here, my wife finally started connecting the dots.
What are mouth ulcers?
Well, the cause of mouth ulcers is not clearly known, but it is said that they often occur when a person is not in good physical condition. Like tiredness or before a cold. It is inflammation, not cancer. Perhaps you've never had one before.
Yes, I've never had it. I was just told that tongue cancer was a hot topic recently, and that it comes with the symptoms of a terrific and painful mouth ulcer. I thought it was the phase before cancer, like stage 1.
I heard the doctor laughed even harder when she heard that. My wife with an apologetic look on her face to me and my son.
I thought I had cancer, so I didn't have much of an appetite. And I was so scared that I couldn't sleep for days on end and went to work sleep deprived. So I was exhausted, both physically and mentally. I guess that's why the mouth ulcers didn't heal.
If you had told me first, you wouldn't have had to go through all this pain. Our son and I wouldn't have had to eat the ridiculous food either.
I'm so sorry about that.
I almost started disliking my mom's cooking. Well, that's normal if you were served food like that every day. And since you were such a good cook, we both got used to delicious food. And then one day, the taste got really light or heavy.
I was so full of myself that
But we're a couple, a family, right? Of course we worry about you. So next time something happens, just tell us.
Yeah.
Then, when you get better, I want to eat your meat spaghetti again. Oh? Then I want to eat meat and potatoes and steamed rice.
Look forward to it.
My wife was worried too, but I'm really glad she doesn't have cancer. I told my wife not to worry, but to be honest, I was pretty worried, so I was doing a lot of research. When she told me she was going to the hospital, I was nervous about what the diagnosis would be. I get mouth ulcers easily when I'm tired from work, so I keep medicine in the office, but I was really surprised to see my wife get it for the first time.
That day, I was at the public swimming pool with my 4-year-old daughter and my husband. We used to take a trip every year as a family. But because I was pregnant, we couldn't take my daughter anywhere, let alone a vacation. But I'm finally in my stable period, and the 3 of us were at the pool, promising to be careful. I had chosen a bathing suit that covered my belly, but because my belly is so big, people could tell I was pregnant.
Mom, let's go swimming.
I'm fine. Go on and play with Dad instead.
Okay.
My daughter happily plays with the children's slide with my husband as I watch and wave. It was a weekday and the pool was relatively empty, but a group of high school boys were making a lot of noise.
Take that! Stop it!
They were splashing the water with both hands, causing others to get splashed as well, which made them look annoying. Such bad manners, I thought, and then I left the place for a bit.
Mom, I want some juice.
We'll have to wait quite a while for your turn, so I'll go get you one. Tanako, stay there.
Okay, thanks. I watched a family with children while my husband went with our daughter to buy some drinks. We're going to be a family of 4 soon. I can't quite feel it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. As I was thinking about this, the high school kids from earlier came toward me, making a lot of noise. I unconsciously took a step toward the poolside to avoid them, not wanting to get involved. As I was doing so, I turned my back to the group of students and tried not to make eye contact with them, when suddenly...
Look at that fatty. Gross. How can she come to the pool with that ugly body? She needs to look at herself in the mirror. Hey, you're out of line. It's fine, it's the truth.
I couldn't help but glance toward a group of students to such words. Then, with the person who said that, our eyes met.
What are you looking at? Don't get in my sight with that ugly look.
Whoa! My body plunged into the pool, and that pool was a wave experience pool. A pool where you could experience big waves at a certain time, and in some places the water was up to 3 meters deep. And where I fell was in the deep part. I panicked because I couldn't get my footing, but still managed to swim somewhere I could. But then my foot got stuck and I drowned.
Help!
Luckily, the staff noticed me right away and pulled me out of the water.
Are you okay?
But my body was too heavy since I was pregnant and I couldn't respond right away.
Mommy!
What happened? Are you alright? Your wife seems to have fallen into the pool. There is an infirmary. Would you like to rest there?
Then my husband, who had brought drinks for me and my daughter, came and rushed over to me. I was pushed into the pool.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, there was a group of high school students at the pool who were making a lot of noise, and it was one of them.
I won't forgive them. Why did they do that?
I was so scared. I couldn't get my footing and my legs were cramping up. I didn't know what was going to happen.
You're fine now. I'm gonna find out who did this. I'll never let them get away with this.
We left after that. My husband called the pool manager and the police to explain the details of the accident. And because I was pregnant, an investigation was immediately launched, and shortly after, I received a call that a high school boy who was believed to be the culprit has been found. But the high school boy claims he did not verbally abuse me or push me down. My husband and I were outraged by this.
My wife actually fell into the pool?
My husband said so, but since there were no witnesses at this point, we had to discuss it with the other party.
You've got to be kidding me. It's true that he was verbally harassing you and pushed you into the pool.
At any rate, it sounds like he's willing to meet, so let's meet and talk. Then my husband managed to get the evidence before the meeting, and days later, we went to the meeting place. Then came that high school boy who pushed me down, and his mother. The mother was condescending from the moment she arrived. My son says he didn't. Are you sure you're not mistaken? No, your son certainly pushed my back.
What? I didn't push.
Her son is still the same as he was at that pool, joking around and showing no remorse at all. Don't lie to me. You certainly pushed me.
Huh? What are you talking about, lady? Your body was off balance, and I reached out to help you. You can ask my friend who was with me if you want.
I can't trust a friend like that. I'm pretty sure they're talking to each other anyway. I heard you're pregnant. Is that why you're being a little irrational? I'm angry how your son says he didn't do what he did and shows no remorse. But my son says he didn't do it, right? Fine then. You're after the alimony anyway, right? What? My son, you see, has been accepted to a very prestigious university, so I don't want this kind of accusation. Let's just get this over with. The mother then placed a thick envelope in front. It's not about the money. Oh my, are you trying to get me to raise the amount of money? Seriously? Seriously? Poor people. I see. So you're just going to keep your mouth shut. Can you say the same thing when you see this? Uh-huh? What? I showed them a certain video in which a schoolgirl was seen playing.
Yay! Hey, don't film!
What is this video? Since you're both keeping quiet, I've enlisted the help of a friend to spread the word online so I could find some witnesses.
Seriously, stop! Not the armpit!
Then, one of the girls sent this to me. What? Watch the one on the left? I said, and turned the volume up.
What are you looking at?
Then the male student and I could be seen in the video, and the whole conversation could be heard.
Get out of my sight.
Do you still want to keep your mouth shut after seeing this? They both turned blue when they saw the footage. I'm sorry. Please, forgive us. You need to apologize too.
I'm so sorry.
There is no forgiveness. Because of your son, I fell into a deep pool and was carried away to where I couldn't get my footing. If people find out about this, oh, my son's life. I almost died with my own child in my belly. If you're a mother, you should know how I feel. If your son had just acknowledged and apologized from the beginning, none of this would happen. But neither my husband nor I are willing to forgive you. We will send this to your son's school. After saying this, the mother broke down crying and her son was shocked. And then her son's admission to a very prestigious university, which he had been accepted to, was scrapped, and he was to take a year off. And then the whole school found out about it, and the other students, especially the girls.
I can't believe it. You're the worst.
I hear he's become a recluse after graduation, but I think he deserves it. I heard his mother's husband also found out and started blaming her for getting his admission to the college revoked, so they've been living apart. After that, I went through the last month of pregnancy without incident and gave birth to a healthy baby boy.
Mom, the baby's so cute.
Yes, he is. Be a good sister, okay?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
I was really scared about this incident, but I'm going to enjoy the pool as much as I can when my son grows up, because I couldn't enjoy it this time.
My name is Tomomi Shirasaka. I'm a sophomore in college and I am studying law. I moved to Tokyo when I started college and live alone in the city. I was having a great student life, but the person that moved next door to me recently is a little insane. At night, he would bang against the walls and I could hear him yelling. Again, I told the building manager about this.
Hawaii, damn it!
Oh my god, he's so loud. He's always yelling and screaming every night. What is he doing? I can't go to sleep like this. The reason he was yelling was because he was a streamer on YouTube. He would yell and run around until late into the night, so I complained about the noise to the bully manager, but it didn't seem to get any better.
You have some really bad bags under your eyes. Are you getting enough sleep?
Well, actually...
I'm not sure all of them are bad people, but these annoying YouTubers. Ugh.
He's so noisy every day, I just can't get any sleep.
What can we do?
The professor was also worried about me, so I thought that this shouldn't be able to continue. I decided to confront the neighbor directly. Excuse me? It's your neighbor.
What? What do you want?
My name is Shirasaki. I live next door. I'm sorry if this offends you, but can you be a little more quiet at night?
What? Where are you telling me how to live my life?
No, that's not what I mean. I just want you to be a little quieter at night is all.
Dude, I have my own lifestyle. You understand? My work is late at night. Get it?
Then can you just be a little more quiet?
There are always idiots like you who don't listen to others and just push their opinions on you. You're so annoying. Get the hell out of my sight.
He yelled at me before slamming his door shut. What? I'm sure no matter what I said, he wouldn't listen. I was scared that he raised his voice too, so I decided to keep to myself from now on. I guess I just have to move. I don't have any money though. Then, one night, it happened. What's going on? I was watching TV in the living room when someone was knocking at my door without ringing the doorbell. It was very loud. I went to the front door and I saw my neighbor there. I opened the door because it was banging against it so violently. Can I help you?
Hello, everyone. This is the whiny, ugly college neighbor I was telling you about.
My neighbor and some random man I didn't know was there and they walked into my room. What's going on? What is this about?
All right, this is a room of a current female college student. What, you don't have a boyfriend or something? This room looks like it hasn't even seen a man before.
Stop! They wandered around my room without taking their shoes off and pointed the camera at me. Apparently they were live streaming and the man who wasn't recording anything just showed me the chat. There was a video of my surprised face and a chat full of people laughing about it.
You're on stream. People who want me to bring justice to whiny women like this, type 1 in the chat. Dude, guys, there's only ones in the chat. I knew it. People like this need to be put in their place, huh?
What are you doing? Stop! You don't have permission to be here.
I just moved here recently, but thanks to all of their support, I'm able to move to a better place. I should just tell everyone where I live now, huh?
What?
The address is Tokyo City District 2, Block 3, Apartment Square Triangle. If you come here, this ugly bitch is here, so you can help us bring justice to her.
He didn't even look over here and told all the strangers on the internet my address. My face and address was revealed to the internet. I was terrified and sent into panic. I didn't know what to do after this. I can't live here anymore. If anything, maybe there would be people that would try to come here. I don't know what they would do. I need to run away. By the time I started moving, it was already too late. The other man moved behind me and grabbed my boobs.
We're gonna have fun now.
The man spoke to the camera before the streamer climbed on top of me. Stop! Let go of me! I was fighting back, but the second I gave up, there was a sound coming from the door.
It's the police! Open up!
The room fell silent.
What? Why are the police here? I'm sure it's just a joke. This is the police! Open up! Oh, come on. One of my viewers must be messing with us.
The two were obviously shaken up, so I took my chances. Help me! I screamed from the top of my lungs. The door swung open and several police officers ran inside. They saw what was happening and my neighbors were slammed into the ground.
Damn it! Why the hell are the cops here? There was a report of someone assaulting a woman at her house. You're under arrest for suspicion of unlawful entry into a private residence. I didn't do that. We were just having a good time. Damn it! Who the hell called the cops? I'm gonna have them by their balls. Stop resisting! If you resist anymore, you're gonna add more charges to the list!
The two didn't stop resisting, but in a few minutes, they were in cuffs and escorted into police cars. I was taken to the police station to talk about what happened before the police called my parents to pick me up. I went back home with them. Apparently, quite a few people were calling the police reporting what was happening to me. The stupid neighbor even politely gave my address to everyone so the police were able to show up in a hurry. Afterwards, they were charged with criminal trespassing and failure to vacate a private premises, along with several other charges. They were both sentenced to 3 years with no parole. Of course, I was no longer able to stay at my house, and since my privacy was non-existent thanks to them, I was able to sue them in the civil courts for damages. I was awarded $50,000 in damages. This whole thing wasn't just limited to internet news either. Many mainstream TV news picked up the story and his real name, along with his face, were revealed for the public to see. After he gets out of prison, I'm sure he's got a tough time ahead of him. There is no way he can go back to what he did before. If anything, he probably won't even be able to find a job flipping burgers. I was able to use that money to move to a new house. He was ordered to delete the stream as well, so after time, people will forget about me.
I'm so sorry about that, Shitasaki.
Sorry for causing so much worry.
I cannot believe they would livestream all of that. I really don't know what kids are thinking nowadays.
I mean, yeah, I was terrified, but someone called the police while they were watching. I'm glad that not everyone who watches that crap enjoys it.
Great. I'm glad I helped.
Huh? Are you?
You told me the channel name, remember? I was watching, so I called the police. I was worried, but I'm glad nothing happened. Next time, I hope you have better luck with your neighbor.
Thank you, Professor.
I'm Tanabata Hoshihiko, and I live with my wife and son. We live in an apartment complex owned by a company, and some of my colleagues and juniors live in the same complex. And my neighbour, Yusuke, who lives next door, is in the same department, so we occasionally exchange casual messages. One day while I was working late, Yusuke called me out of the blue. "You free for a minute? I need to talk to you about something." Yusuke's voice sounds angry rather than grumpy for some reason. "What's wrong?" "What the hell do you think you're doing? Leaving your kid on the balcony?" "Huh? What are you talking about?" "It's Asumu. I thought I heard him crying from your balcony, so I went outside and found him crying all by himself." "Here, come on. I rescued him using the emergency door, but that's too much. It's unacceptable." "Wait a minute, I'm not home right now. I had to work late today. I'm still at the office." "What do you mean? Asumu on the balcony? It's 11:40, right? What about my wife?" "I don't know. The lights were out, so I thought you guys were out leaving the kids." "No way! Atsumo is my precious son. I'd never do such a thing." I shouted to Yusuke, impatiently. Yusuke couldn't forgive me for leaving the kids at this hour either. He said he lost his temper, so he apologized to me. And so I left the office in a hurry and went to Yusuke's place. "How is Atsumu right now? Is he okay?" "He's wearing pajamas, but he was barefoot, so he's pretty cold. My wife's warming him up in front of the heater right now, giving him some warm soup." "Sorry. I owe you." And so I was taken directly to the room where Atsumu was waiting for me.
Dad?
"Atsumu, sorry I'm late. I'm home."
Dad!
"I'm sorry, I didn't notice. I'm sorry I left you alone." Atsumu hugged me with tears in his eyes when he noticed me. Then I moved Atsumu, who had fallen asleep from relief, to the futon that was prepared for him. "I'm sorry. I really appreciate your help." "What are you talking about? Atsumu my son's friend too." "What are you going to do about this? You're not just going to let this go, are you?"
Yes. How can someone leave a small child like this outside?
Yusuke's wife was also shedding tears as she watched Atsumu sleeping. "Of course, I'll contact my wife now, so please take care of Atsumu." "Okay." I left my son to Yusuke and decided to give my wife a lesson. I texted my wife and she didn't answer, so I decided to call her. She didn't answer for a while. It was getting late, so maybe she's trying to get away with being asleep. But if she was, that'd be a problem in and of itself. It's January, and it's totally insane for her to leave my son outside while she goes to sleep. So I called my wife over and over again, and after a few phone calls.
Shut up! What do you want?
Sorry, were you already asleep?
Yes. What is it?
Well, I just got a call from a co-worker who lives in the same apartment complex. And he said he saw a kid who looked like Atsumu. I just thought I'd check.
What? Atsumu?
I see my wife flapping on the other end of the phone, and I hear the window open in the next room. And I guess she noticed that Atsumu wasn't on the balcony. I immediately said to my wife, "Atsumu's sleeping, right?"
Yeah. He's sleeping, but I'm worried about him, so I think I'll go check on him.
That's okay. I mean, what kind of kid walks around at this time of night? Maybe he saw a ghost.
No, I'm still curious. I'll go check it out.
I can see my wife panicking. She doesn't even know he's in the neighbour's house. So I decided to make her even more upset. It's okay, they said they're going to call the police just in case. Atsumu's there, so it's fine, right?
The police?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, anyway, I'll be home soon, and Atsumu will feel better once he sees me.
What? Why are you coming back home?
What's the big shock?
Because you said you were going to work late today, so you were going to stay at a business hotel nearby.
Yeah, I was, but I finished earlier than I expected, so I'm going home. I'm already in front of the house. It made me think of Atsumu too.
What?
After hearing that, my wife hurriedly opens the front door, and she's trying to stop me from entering. What's the matter? Why are you in such a panic?
No, it's nothing. I'm more worried about you coming home suddenly. I haven't even prepared a meal.
Already ate at the office, so I'm not hungry. Anyway, you slept with your makeup on? I'm sorry for barging in on you like this. Don't worry about me. You can go back to sleep. I try to get in the house as I push the front door, but my wife wasn't budging.
It's okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. I ran out of breakfast bread, so go to the convenience store.
I'm fine with rice. Worst case scenario, I'll pick something up on my way to work. What's going on with you? It's like you're trying to stop me from coming in.
That's not true. But Atsumu will be in trouble without bread.
You're the one in trouble, right? You're probably freaking out because Atsumu's not on the balcony.
What? How do you know that?
So I told her that Atsumu was being kept next door, and my neighbour Yusuke had contacted me. And after I told my wife that I knew everything she said earlier was a lie, I slammed the front door open, and just like I'd expected, there was a man I'd never seen before.
No, this is not what you think.
You are so stupid. You think it's okay to make excuses after someone sees something like this? Idiot.
This guy is a friend of mine, and...
Huh? Then why is the guy not wearing any clothes? You're out of your mind, throwing my kid out of the house. I'm going to punish you two to the hilt. So I took a picture of the guy's driving license and sent him on his way. Then I packed up my wife's belongings. Get out, now! And threw her and her stuff out of the house.
Hey, open the door! It's freezing! I'm freezing!
Wife pounding on the front door.
I'm sorry! I apologize. Please let me in.
Who let the kids out on the balcony in their pajamas under such circumstances? When I said this, she suddenly became quiet and went somewhere. If you're making noise at this hour, what will the others say? They'll know right away that you were kicked out for having an affair. After that, I went to Yusuke's house to pick up my son. Yusuke and the missus, I'm really sorry I got you involved in our mess.
Good work.
What a shock. No, it's okay. At least Atsumu is safe. Want some beer?
Yes. Atsumu is sleeping soundly, so why don't you stay the night too? Tanabata. By all means.
I took their word and slept with Atsumu on their futon. Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm getting hungry again. And the next day I went home and told the company what had happened. And with Yusuke's encouragement, I was able to get some time off.
Oh, Dad, you don't have work?
Yeah, let's play later. I got a lawyer to help me with the divorce. At the same time, I explained everything that had happened to both my parents and hers. Naturally, my wife's parents were furious. My wife was back at her parents' house that night, telling them she had a fight with me for having an affair. I can't even say what I'm more disgusted by. When my mother-in-law heard the truth, she beat her hard with a futon.
Can you still call yourself a mother? What do you mean you had a fight? Ouch! Stop it, Mom!
My father-in-law was on his knees apologising to me.
I'm so sorry. Your son, is he fine?
Yeah, a couple of neighbours protected him while he was crying.
Thank God. I'm so glad.
But I'm already divorcing my wife. I can't forgive her for having an affair. But on top of that, I can't believe the nerve of someone who put their own child in a situation where he could die if something went wrong. My in-laws nodded and dropped down when they heard my words, as they should have. And to be honest, they were good grandparents to my son, which makes it all the more regrettable. But I didn't want to be connected to my in-laws, because that would mean I'd have to be connected to my wife.
Atsumu.
So I had no choice but to cut off all ties with my in-laws. Say goodbye, okay? I also thought that by doing so, my wife would see firsthand what she had done. I then did some research on the man and sent a certified letter to his home. Oh, apparently the man's name was Masuo, and he lives with his wife and her parents in a two-family home. You can imagine what happened when he got this letter. I heard that his wife's parents built the two-family house for them, and after getting divorced, the alimony was more than 10 million yen. Oh, no! My wife was disowned by her parents and had to pay alimony to me.
So sleepy.
She starts with an early morning job at a convenience store, then works at a family restaurant at night. You were waiting for me again.
I will never cheat on you again, so forgive me.
She says this, but the reason why I decided to divorce her is not because of the affair, but because of what she did to my kid. You're not fit to be a mother when you can't even understand that. I've been living with my son in an apartment complex ever since. I have a caretaker and my mother to help me feed and take care of my son until he's older. And the neighbour's wife invites me to have dinner with them too, so I'm living happily with my son.
Let's play Minecraft after dinner.
Even though his mother is gone because of this incident. I'm going to raise my son right as a single father.
My grandpa saved me once. The school that I was attending was famous for having strict rules. The skirts must be 4 inches below your knee, your hair if longer than your shoulders must be tied up, and if short, you must follow a specific cut. Of course, there was no way you could dye your hair or do any piercings or makeup. The rules were definitely outdated. Then one day, after the morning announcements, the gym teacher asked me to come to the school office. I had no idea what was going on, so I headed to the office. Then he just glared at my hair and said,
You need to fix your hair by tomorrow.
Huh? What are you talking about? I asked him because I wasn't sure. He replied. Then the other gym teacher that was there said,
Don't act like you don't know what we're talking about!
He was upset enough to yell at me. I had always swam since I was in elementary school. However, swimming every day caused my hair to lose some color, causing it to be more brown than normal. I didn't swim in the pool during the winter, so it was fine. But during the sun would reflect off my hair and it would look extremely bright. After explaining everything, they said that I used it as an excuse to dye my hair. They both yelled and chewed me out for another 30 minutes. It was a girls-only school, so they were only teachers who were men. I didn't really have any kind of resistance towards them. They were also the gym teachers, so they were pretty big men. I was completely shaken up after 2 grown adult men were yelling at me. I thought they were wrong, but I couldn't even imagine saying anything back to them. That's why I went to the hair salon to ask them if they could vouch for my hair losing color through no fault of my own. They wrote a little paper detailing my hair and its properties, which I submitted to the teachers. They didn't care at all.
Stop making excuses! If you went to the salon, you should stop wasting their time by having them write this useless paper! Dye your hair black!
They were actually more angry and pulled my hair. I was scared and in pain, so I started crying. I asked help from my teacher and the swim team teacher, but both of them said,
I don't know.
And just continued to mumble. They must have been scared too, so they were no help at all. When you dyed at a beauty salon, it would be expensive. So I decided to just buy some dye on my own, but it was the summer, so it was all out of my hair within 2 days. They had marked me, so they just kept calling me up to the office and yelling at me every day. Male teachers were scary, and I had my hair yanked left and right. I was hurting every time, and I could feel my mental state declining fast. I should quit swimming. I don't want to go to school. I was honestly in a dark place before I asked my parents for help. After hearing my situation, my parents lost it.
I'm going to go talk to the principal right now. No! I'm going to take this to the PTA!
My grandfather, who was quietly listening, said,
You need to fix your hair by tomorrow. I'm going to go with you to school tomorrow. So hang on a second, okay?
I was confused. Where are you gonna go?
You just leave it to me.
I didn't understand, but he was just smiling the whole time, so I couldn't really say no. The next day, I went to school with Grandpa, all while not understanding why. As soon as I got to school, my grandpa said,
You go to class like usual, okay?
He smiled once again as he headed to the school office. I was called to the office during class, so I headed to the principal's office. There was my grandpa sitting across from the 2 gym teachers and the principal. I'd only ever known my grandpa as a jolly old man, but this time he was glaring at them with a look I'd never seen before.
You pulled a teenage girl's hair without listening to a reason. Not only that, but you made her cry. Explain! We're so sorry!
The second he yelled, the 3 got out of their chairs and started begging.
You're apologizing to the wrong person! Ah!
The 3 were scolded and shortly after turned towards me before saying,
I'm so sorry for suspecting you of anything, Tanako-san. I'm sorry for any kind of violence I've inflicted upon you.
They were begging for my forgiveness. I had no idea what was going on. I was just staring at them on the ground. The gym teacher, the principal, my grandfather, I couldn't figure out a connection no matter how hard I tried. From what was going on, I could tell that my grandfather was at the top of the chain. My grandpa smiled at me like usual and told me to go back to class. Yeah, sure. The normally scary gym teachers were trembling, no color in their faces. I was really confused at the whole thing. I decided to just listen to Grandpa and head back to class. After this, they stopped messing with me just like Grandpa promised. I was always a little scared when I'd see them, but if anything, they would be afraid of me now. They stopped saying anything about my hair, so I was able to go to school and focus on my academics and extracurriculars with no worries. I asked my grandpa later on what that was about, but apparently he was a judo master in college. That's how he was connected to those 3. My grandpa was the principal's superior in college. The gym teachers were even lower than that. Apparently, Teacher B wasn't in the same college, but they would often be at similar events. My grandfather was so incredible at judo that they were unable to even come close to his level. Thinking back now, he would often watch judo shows on TV and would make accurate and specific comments. He always seemed to chill and relax, so I really didn't think that he would be someone who's that incredible and versed in judo. I was shocked that he would do that much for me. I found this out later on, but apparently the 2 teachers were actually being abusive towards other students as well. The students that had shed a tear because of their doing also started coming out and explaining the terrors they had experienced. My grandfather then went to talk to the principal, getting the PTA involved as well. The 2 gym teachers were sentenced to verbal warnings since it wasn't considered physical violence. But apparently the parents who heard about what they had done weren't satisfied. They started pressuring the school to fire them. The school had to act because they were afraid that the media would probably sniff this out and make a story out of it. The 2 ended up being fired. The principal was also going to be punished in one way or another. I honestly felt like it was too easy on them. A well-adjusted adult would never pull a girl's hair. Apparently, a lot of girls went home crying because of them too. If I were a parent, I don't think that I could back down from that either. My parents actually were going to go to the PTA if my grandfather didn't do anything either. They were abusing their position of power, so they deserved to be punished. The school rules were being made extra strict by those 2, so after they left, the rules became a little more relaxed. As a result, a lot of the general rules were also relaxed a little, and the students were overjoyed. I felt so happy to have explained and asked for help for my family. I have nothing but appreciation towards my grandfather. After the two teachers left, I have been enjoying my time and swimming with no hesitation.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. What did you think of today's episode? Leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on today's story. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe.